Hello, soul family. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. And if you've been with us for a while, welcome back, welcome home. I'm so grateful to have you here in this space where we explore all things spiritual, love, energy, and divine connection. Thank you to our current Patreon and YouTube supporters, and please let us know if you'd be interested in a version of our tarot cards down in the comments. Tonight, as I was winding down, I felt a powerful nudge from my guides. There was this undeniable sense of urgency behind a message that someone here truly needs to hear. It's my hope that through sharing this, the soul it's meant for will find it and resonate with it. What came through so strongly is connected to a divine feminine energy, a deeply intuitive, sensitive being. There's a lesson unfolding around embracing your unique gift of sensitivity, specifically how you perceive and sense energy in your relationships. I'm seeing the image of a child, and it feels symbolic of your inner child. Perhaps when you were younger, you were told that you were too sensitive. It feels like there were people around you, whether family, friends, or others, who tried to convince you that this sensitivity, your ability to feel so deeply, was somehow a flaw. But what I'm here to tell you is that this sensitivity is not only a gift, it's a powerful one. It's time to recognize that the very thing others saw as weakness is your strength, your deep connection to the energy around you. Someone trained you, whether it was a person or even a group of people. For many of you, this feels strongly connected to family, and I'm getting a sense that you, or someone tuning into this message, had a challenging start in life. Your guides are showing me the Broken Heart card from the Energy Oracle deck. This card speaks to a divine feminine who has had to heal from profound emotional wounds. Someone who has been through repeated heartbreak, yet still rises each time, even stronger than before. There's this energy of resilience, of having to rebuild yourself over and over again, with a strength that was forged in the fires of hardship and loss. You face things in your early years that no one should have to endure: loss, pain, and emotional betrayal that left scars on your soul. Now, the Caring Connections card comes through in the upright position. This card is telling me that the challenges and heartbreak you endured were part of a larger spiritual path, one where your soul chose to take on karmic patterns, not just for yourself, but for your soul group. You incarnated into these difficult situations to help heal and transmute these energies, lightening the load for your soul family and even for the collective. This connection is deeper than just your personal story. There's a larger spiritual mission at play here. Finally, the seventh chakra has shown up. This tells me you are an incredibly old soul, deeply connected to divine wisdom and higher spiritual truths. For months, or even years now, you've been on this profound journey of awakening, growing more attuned to the spiritual lessons and higher knowledge that's always been within you. This card represents your direct link to higher guidance and your soul's ancient wisdom. You're now in a phase where you're rediscovering why you came here and embracing the power you hold to uplift and transform not only your life, but the lives of those connected to you. And part of all of this comes through so clearly with the Angel of Balance and Financial Constraints cards reversed. These cards reveal that you were placed in situations of lack, especially during your early years. For some, this lack manifested as material insecurity. You may have grown up feeling materially unsupported, always worried about having your basic needs met. For others, there was a profound lack of emotional support. I'm being shown an image of someone on a playground, and it feels as though your guides are walking me through your past. You may have been labeled too sensitive from a young age, possibly by your own family, always feeling like the one who didn't quite fit in, the black sheep, the outcast. And even as you moved through school, you never found that sense of belonging, constantly seeking acceptance. I'm sensing a deep longing for validation as a child, trained to reject your own sensitivity and uniqueness. This pattern seems to have continued into your young adulthood, especially in romantic relationships, where you still sought to be seen, loved, and accepted. But your guides are telling you that all of these moments of feeling misunderstood or rejected were part of a greater spiritual lesson that has shaped your life. These experiences were tied to the karmic patterns you took on, whether for your soul group or your family line. Regardless of where these karmic lessons originated, they served a crucial purpose. The challenges, hardships, and feelings of rejection you experienced were all designed to direct you inward, to teach you to stop looking for validation outside of yourself. Your guides want you to understand that the true lesson in all of this was to guide you towards self-empowerment, to learn how to give yourself the love, acceptance, and validation that you spent so long seeking externally. This is the journey of your soul, leading you back to your own inner strength and light. And by choosing to validate and accept yourself in this way, you're not only bringing these karmic energies into balance for yourself, but also for your entire soul group, future generations, and even the collective. When you shift this karmic pattern within, you create a ripple effect, uplifting the vibration of the collective as well. This is a profound spiritual lesson you are mastering, a significant obstacle that you're overcoming. It's funny because I didn't expect this reading to take us back to your childhood, but it feels like we've really caught up to where I initially thought we'd start, exploring how your desire for validation and your heightened intuition have been impacting your romantic life recently. For whoever this message is meant for, I sense that these lessons and karmic patterns you're overcoming aren't just limited to this lifetime. They stretch across lifetimes and are deeply embedded. These are major shifts happening for you now. I'm actually going to reshuffle the cards here and switch to the traditional deck because we're channeling some very intense energies. All right, so what's coming through here is the Tower card in reverse. This card tells me that recently this divine feminine has been feeling these sudden, intense waves of being completely unsettled, as if the ground beneath her feet is shaking unexpectedly. It's like everything is calm and steady. And then, just like the quiet before a storm, this surge of anxiety hits out of nowhere, catching you off guard. I'm also picking up a physical manifestation of this, like a knot in the stomach or tension building in the shoulders and back. You could be having a perfectly fine day, feeling productive and grounded, when all of a sudden, this wave of unease crashes in, leaving you feeling unsteady. What's coming through strongly is this deep-seated apprehension, a kind of emotional tension linked to your sacral chakra, where you store your feelings of vulnerability, intimacy, and openness. It's really intriguing because this unsettled feeling seems to arise in relation to your personal or romantic connections. I'm getting this sense that for those of you in the dating world or even in relationships, this feeling creeps in when there's emotional or physical distance between you and your person, like when you're apart and texting or calling, but not physically together. It's as though that space acts like a trigger, bringing this unease to the surface, almost like you're anticipating something to go wrong, even when everything seems fine on the surface. It's as if your body is responding to this anticipation by throwing up these emotional warning signs, reminding you of past situations where openness led to pain. This isn't just an ordinary anxious feeling. It's deeply tied to past experiences where vulnerability left you feeling exposed, and now it's showing up to be healed. You're being asked to work through this deep-seated emotional tension, to open up to the idea that being vulnerable doesn't always have to lead to pain. I'm picking up that when there's physical or emotional distance between you and someone you're romantically involved with, you have this profound ability to sense even the slightest shift in their energy. Specifically, if this person isn't being fully transparent with their emotions or what they're going through in that moment, you feel it almost immediately, like an energetic alarm going off in your body and emotions. It's a deep, unsettling feeling, and it's tied to something you experienced as a child. Back then, you were taught to dismiss these energetic cues, to quiet that inner knowing, especially when dealing with the unawakened masculine energies around you. This is showing up now, like when you encounter a masculine energy who isn't being fully open or honest, and it instantly turns you off, leaving you feeling disconnected. Even when there's distance, when communication is sparse or non-existent, your intuition allows you to pick up on the subtle shifts in their energy. It's as though your soul tunes into them, sensing their emotional waves, even when words aren't spoken. This heightened awareness can make dating really challenging at times. You may feel an almost overwhelming urge to walk away or disconnect from the masculine energy when you sense something is off, when that transparency is lacking. And I sense that in the past, you may have judged yourself for this, thinking that something was wrong with you. I'm hearing your guides asking you to release that self-judgment. Just like when you were younger and told you were too sensitive, I'm seeing that early romantic partners or masculine energies might have told you that you were overthinking, or even called you crazy, when in reality, you were simply tapping into your intuitive gifts. You've always had this ability to read energy, and it's time to embrace it rather than push it away. You are extremely intuitive, and that deep sensitivity can make dating feel like a real challenge. I'm picking up strong Leo energy in someone's birth chart here. This energy makes dating tough because you're able to sense even the smallest shifts in masculine energies, things that others might miss entirely. If they ever label you as crazy or imply that you're overreacting, it's because they don't understand that you don't need them to explicitly tell or show you something for you to feel it. There doesn't have to be a visible trigger. You're picking up on what they're not saying, on emotions they're hiding. And when they're not being fully transparent, it leaves you feeling unsettled. But where your guides really want to draw your attention is how, in these moments, you sometimes turn inward with judgment, questioning yourself. Am I overreacting? Is something wrong with me? I can see someone working through this, perhaps by going to therapy or journaling as a way of self-soothing or trying to regain emotional stability. You might even see yourself as emotionally unstable within relationships, but the truth is, this deep intuitiveness, this sensitivity to energy, has been dismissed and rejected by those around you for so long that you started to question it yourself. You may have begun labeling it as crazy, when, in reality, it's a powerful gift that has been misunderstood since your childhood. It's time to embrace that gift instead of doubting it. I'm sensing this overwhelming feeling of defeat, especially in love, with the energy of the Five of Cups showing up here. It's as if every time you feel like you're on stable ground in a romantic situation, something inside you stirs, and suddenly you have this urge to walk away or disconnect, almost as if you're trying to escape a storm you sense brewing on the horizon. Sometimes you don't fully understand why these feelings come up. It's like the ocean, calm one moment and turbulent the next, and you're left wondering why the shift happened so suddenly. I also pulled the Hanged Man in reverse earlier, and this energy tells me that for someone here, these feelings have created a pattern of codependency, leaving you stuck in emotional loops that feel impossible to break free from. What I'm getting is that this is rooted in a deep mistrust of your own intuitive abilities. You've been conditioned to judge your inner knowing in the same way others around you have. Rather than trusting the subtle energetic shifts you're picking up on, you might second guess and invalidate your feelings. When something feels off in a romantic relationship, instead of trusting that instinct, you've begun to question yourself. It's like you have this inner radar, finely tuned to the slightest shifts. But when it beeps, instead of responding, you tell yourself, maybe I'm just imagining things. Maybe it's just anxiety. And because you feel like there's no concrete proof of what you're sensing, you start to internalize it as anxiety or insecurity. Maybe I'm just anxious in relationships. This has likely led to a pattern of seeking external validation, of needing the other person to reassure you, to confirm what you already know deep down. It's this constant search for someone else to say, yes, what you're feeling is real, when in truth, your guides are telling you that you already have that answer within. The fixation on getting reassurance has sometimes created this anxious codependency where you feel like you need that person's validation to feel stable. But what your guides are trying to show you through all these experiences is that this has been one of the core spiritual lessons of your lifetime. This journey, with all its ups and downs, is about learning to trust your own intuition, like a compass that never leads you astray. Your guides are reminding you that it's not about proving your feelings or seeking external validation anymore. It's about recognizing that your intuition, like the tides, may shift without warning, but it's always guiding you toward truth. Trust that inner knowing. It's your greatest strength, not something to be questioned or suppressed. Right now, everything is building to a peak, a culmination point on your spiritual journey where you're being asked to validate that inner child within you. This isn't just any moment, it's a pivotal one where your guides are asking you to nurture and reparent that part of yourself, the girl or the feminine energy that was so beautifully sensitive, creative, and deeply misunderstood. And remember, when I say feminine energy, it doesn't have to refer to gender specifically. It's more about the essence within. That part of you, who as a child felt so out of place and unseen by the world, was surrounded by younger souls who couldn't understand or appreciate your depth and rare gifts. Now, you're being called to reach back to that part of yourself, to give her the validation and love she was deprived of. And the Six of Cups energy comes through so strongly here, representing childhood memories, innocence, and that sense of tenderness tied to your past. This moment is about reclaiming those parts of yourself that have been buried for so long, those sensitive and creative aspects that felt misunderstood. It's about returning to the pure, innocent energy of your inner child and honoring her rare gifts. This phase of your life is also about independence. For some, this may involve a specific masculine energy, a connection where you've been ignoring your intuition or trying to make things work despite knowing deep down it's not aligned. It feels like an ongoing saga, a situation where you've been trying to fit yourself into a mold that doesn't reflect your true self. But your guides are encouraging you to stop pushing aside what you know deep within, Whether it's with this particular person or if you've been casually dating different masculine energies, the message is clear. Now is the time to trust yourself, to listen to that inner voice that has always been guiding you. This is your moment to reconnect with that feminine part of you, the one who was told she was too much or too sensitive, and to allow her to stand in her full power. If this resonates with you, if you feel this story is yours, I'd love for you to share in the comments, or let me know if you want me to channel more into this energy in a future reading. You're being called to stop dimming your light for others and to embrace the rare and beautiful gifts that make you uniquely you. For those of you who have been dealing with the same person where you keep experiencing that unsettled feeling, your intuition sensing shifts in their energy, it's likely because they're grappling with sacral chakra wounds. They struggle to fully open up and be emotionally transparent with you. For some, this could be a twin flame connection, but of course, take it as it resonates. I just wanted to mention that this might be an ongoing situation with one person. If that's the case, know that it's because this is a powerful soul connection, whether it's a soulmate or a twin flame. This person is playing a significant role in your spiritual journey, helping you learn this vital lesson and overcome a spiritual challenge that has been a central theme in your life. At the same time, you are helping this masculine energy navigate their own spiritual lesson, learning to open up, to be vulnerable, and to heal that wounded sacral chakra energy. They carry their own karmic patterns and emotional wounds in this area as well, and your connection is part of that healing process. I'll pull a final card for you, but I can already feel how intense these energies are. If this reading resonates with you, I know you've been going through a lot, both emotionally and energetically, especially in recent months. You owe yourself so much compassion and self-appreciation for everything you've been experiencing. Okay, there's another message coming through. The appreciation card kept appearing. Your guides are reminding you to go where you are valued, where you are appreciated. This applies not just to relationships, but also starts with stabilizing that sense of inner value and self-worth within yourself. It's about falling in love with yourself again, fully embracing who you are. That's the core message your guides want to pass on. And now, I'm going to pull 3 final cards for you from the Energy Oracle deck. We have 3 final messages for you: Divine Feminine, guidance from your higher self, and the divine forces that surround you. The first card is the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. This is the message your younger self needed to hear. You're not for everyone. You might have been called weird or felt out of place when you were younger. Maybe you still think of yourself that way, but your guides want you to understand that the parts of you others found strange are often reflections of your rare spiritual gifts, gifts that many people around you simply don't understand. Embrace that uniqueness, face your true self, and recognize the power in your authenticity. The next card is the Temple Path. This card speaks to your spiritual mission here on Earth, which is all about seeding light. This is about reconnecting fully with your own inner light by illuminating the shadows of your unconscious mind. It ties back to inner child healing and self-reconnection, where you face those hidden parts of yourself, the doubts, fears, and insecurities buried deep in your subconscious. By confronting these shadows, you heal, and through that healing, you elevate not only your own vibration, but also that of the collective. Every time you bring light to your inner darkness, you contribute to the collective shift in consciousness. The final card is Community. This card reminds you that you're part of a team of souls. You're not alone on this journey, and you can call in support whenever you need it. Strengthen your conscious connection with your guides, your higher self, and the universe. Your prayers and intentions are being answered, and as you plant the seeds of what you want to create in your life, know that you're receiving spiritual support from higher realms. This is a side message, but I feel it strongly. Someone needed to hear that their prayers and intentions are being guided and supported in ways they might not yet see. Now, to close off, Divine Feminine. I feel that for you, Divine Feminine, specifically those of you resonating as the physical Divine Feminine counterpart in this connection, you are in the process of reconnecting with your power, stepping back into your worth as the awakened and empowered Divine Feminine. Meanwhile, your Divine Masculine counterpart is healing his own inner Divine Feminine energy. This suggests that there may be some level of disconnect or separation between you two at this time, creating the necessary space for both of you to go through this deep, Divine Feminine energetic healing within your connection. That was a sudden side message for those of you who resonate with this as a twin flame connection. If you're feeling this energy, let me know in the comments if you'd like more insights on this dynamic. I can sense there is a complex energetic dance happening here, both within you, Divine Feminine, and within this potential twin flame situation for those connecting with that. I feel like this is a beautiful place to close off the reading. We've covered so much today, and I can sense that the energies are shifting in such profound ways for you, Divine Feminine. There's something incredibly powerful about where you're at in this moment, reconnecting with your worth, reclaiming your power, and stepping into your divine essence. Meanwhile, your counterpart is on his own journey of healing, and whether you're in connection or separation, there's a deeper alignment happening here. It's all unfolding exactly as it's meant to. So with that, I'm going to leave this space open for you to reflect, to integrate these messages, and to allow your own energy to guide you.